again, viewers. You're welcome to another edition of the N.O.W show. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about overcoming the fear of investments, because we do know that one of the important things to an overcomer should be investments, the attitude of making investments and a life of investments. And joining me on today's show is Chioma Okigbo.
Thank you.
She's
so
the
much.
Managing Director of N.O.W Management Services Limited. Chioma, you're welcome to the N.O.W show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
She's the investment guru, so that's why she's here. So she's going to be talking to us about investments. Chioma, welcome again to the N.O.W show.
Thank you.
So Chioma, you know what our program is about? Raising overcomers and winners. And you know what an overcomer is, what a winner is, and investments should be part of. But not many people understand what investments really are about. What are investments?
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor to be here.
Thank you.
I've watched a number of your shows and I found them very fascinating and very educative.
Thank you.
Yes, so I have a very clear idea of what a winner and an overcomer is.
Yes.
And I know that there are loads of people who are challenged by investments.
Mm-hmm.
For one, there are many reasons why they're challenged. One, they feel they don't earn enough to invest.
Okay.
The second reason is, so even if they have the money, they don't know what kind of investments to make. And sometimes they feel the money that they have to invest is too small. And so it's not going to make a difference. I'll tell you a few stories about why it doesn't really matter about the amount. The important thing is to start and to have the discipline to continue. Investments are things that pay you money. Whether now or in the future. The things that you acquire that help you earn some income. And, thereby, improving your life and your lifestyle, or maintaining it in the future. Now, a lot of people confuse certain assets for investments. Now, for instance, if you spent all your money buying a house that you live in, I don't think that's an investment.
Really?
No.
Oh, some of us have no friends. That means we made them. Wow.
Now, yes. So why would I say that? Because anything that costs you money is a liability. So the house that you live in that earns no income for you is not an asset, it's a liability.
Wow.
You're actually spending money on it.
Wow.
So if you have a house and you rent a part of it out, whether it's an Airbnb and all of that, so there's an income coming from the house, then you can live in a part of it. Yes, then it becomes an investment because it pays you
So
money.
many of us should go and divide our houses into...
Absolutely. Actually, if you don't have children at home and you're living in this big house and it's not worth it.
What makes me think you're talking to me, Chioma?
I'm not talking
What makes me think you're talking to me?
But, I just wanted to clarify a few things because a lot of people think that, they've got a car is an investment. I'm sorry, it's not.
Of course.
Yes. So if you're paying money on it all the time, you're filling it, you're repairing it, and there isn't any income coming from it. Now it becomes an investment, however, if you decide to use it for an Uber or a Taxify or whatever other form of income generating business that it can bring, then it becomes an investment. So now that I've tried to clarify what an investment is not, let me then tell you what an investment is. So like I said, an investment is anything that brings you income. So there are many different types of investments. And for small investors, you want to start with things that would allow you to put down a small amount of money. There are many investments that you can put down 5,000 naira on a monthly basis.
Really?
Yes.
So as little as 5,000, you can actually have an investment life.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
Yeah, so you
Interesting.
can. So there are many companies now, many fund managers that have something called mutual funds. So mutual funds are collective investment schemes. They allow you to pool money from many different people and manage it as one unit, as one entity. What that does is to bring economies of scale to bear.
Okay.
That way, your 5,000, my 5,000, 100 of us with 5,000 becomes 500,000. We can get more mileage out of 500,000 than we can get out of 5,000.
Okay.
So when it's properly managed, then you can have investment. Now, one of the most important things in investing is discipline, which is where a lot of us fall short. We look at it, we're contributing 5,000 a month, and we think, when are we going to get to that million? But let me tell you a little story. So we're building this house in Abuja. And we thought we had all the money, but then, things come up and you want to do other things and everything. So towards the end, we ran out of money. I had this investment for my kids from when they were born. And by this time, they're like 6 and 7. Okay. And I started with contributing 5,000. As my income went up, I increased it to 10,000, 20,000. Up to that time, the most I did in a month was 20,000. Guess what? When I pulled those investments together, I had almost 10 million naira.
Wow.
Yes, from those 5,000,
Yes.
10,000.
Every
time
right.
somebody gave them money, I came to the house and blessed them.
It happened to me as well. So something like that.
You've got to find a way to be consistent in investment.
Consistency is key.
So important. Without consistency in anything that we do, we will fail at it.
Okay.
And investment is not different. And so, the point is, start small and stay focused. Now, if you have a bigger amount of money, then you can start to look at other asset classes. You can start to look at depending on your risk tolerance. Everyone is different. Because I understand investments, I have a slightly larger risk appetite. So I can take the risk that maybe someone who isn't very conversant with investments will not take. So it's important that you understand what level of risk you can tolerate. When I say level of risk,
I need you to be able to bring me and the viewers to that level where you are. Because the truth is, you have all the knowledge. I don't have the kind of knowledge you have. So even if I had a lot of money, I still don't know what to do, how to go about it. So that's why you're here to help, because I'm learning already. I mean, I've seen one flaw of mine already, thinking my house is an investment and it's not. Oh, okay. So Chioma, please.
Okay, the thing with risk appetite is that even people who are very knowledgeable can decide that they don't want to lose money at all.
Yes.
That's really a personal thing. It's the way you're wired. For some people, they can take risks that you can't
those
even
people
believe.
that are lion-hearted, that feel that
the skin is so
I have to lose
strong
money
and
to
tough.
make money, but some of us are not like that. We just want to be making money every time, please.
See, even in our business, you
Yes.
find that clients will come and tell you, no, don't worry, I can take the risk. I can, until they start to lose money, that's when they know that they can't take the risk. You understand? So it's important that you manage your own expectations. You have an idea of what you're trying to achieve. Because in investing, you must have a why. You must have a goal.
Why am I investing? What am I investing
for?
Okay.
What am I trying to achieve?
Okay.
So if you're trying to achieve what you call a comfortable retirement, how much do you need to have a comfortable retirement? It pays to have a sense of how much your target is, what your target is.
Okay.
What will make you comfortable? Would you be happy with today's 100,000 naira in retirement?
Okay.
Would you be happy with 1 million per month? Whatever it is that your ultimate target is, that's what you start to work on today.
Okay.
You don't wait till then, because if you wait till then, you've missed it already.
Okay.
So whenever, as they say, whenever you wake up is your morning. But it's better late than never. It's important that we understand the need to make the investment, the decision to commit to it, the focus to see it through, and to improve on our knowledge every day, just a little bit. Just tell yourself, okay, I'll read something about investment, so I'll listen to an audio about investments. Investments are not that big, scary thing. They're things that would help your life be better and help you achieve the goals that you set for yourself. There are many other asset classes. We have shares. I know when I mention shares, a lot of people are like, they roll their eyes and they're like, never.
Never. After being burnt, a lot of people have been burnt. Please. They don't want to hear it.
Unfortunately, you can't talk about long-term investing without shares. I mean, look at the companies that basically are the most capitalized in the Nigerian market.
Yes.
You find there is the MTN are just coming to the market.
Okay.
So you've got the Dangotes, the banks, the GT banks and all that. These companies are going concerns.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't want is to try to set up a GT bank again.
Okay.
But you, with your small money, you can be a part of the success of GT bank and benefit from the growth. So if you engage maybe a stockbroker or engage an investment person who would guide you, you can't run away from shares. You shouldn't, especially if you have a long-term view. There are investment asset classes, the investment instruments that you can use, but they all have different characteristics. Some of them are short-term goals. So let's say I'm targeting, like I have a holiday fund, a vacation fund. Every month I put aside a certain amount of money. I start from the day I come back from my previous vacation. Okay. So every month I put down a specific amount of money, and I'm planning towards my next vacation.
So the truth really is that it's all about discipline.
It is.
Making up your mind.
Yes.
And being consistent. You said something about consistency and focus.
Yes.
So be focused, then you're consistent.
Absolutely. So you have to have those goals that you set for yourself. Some are short term, some are medium term, some are long term. Now the short term in investments, short term is not 1 year, is not 1 month. Short term is less than 3 years.
Wow, really?
That's your short term.
That's your short term.
Yes. So when you have a short term, when you say to me you're looking at short term, I'm not thinking 1 month. I'm thinking under 3 years. Okay. Now, when you say to me that you're looking at a medium term goal, I'm thinking 3 to 5 years. Now, long term is anything from 5 years
and above.
So if I have a 1 year plan towards my vacation, how much am I targeting? How much do I need to have the kind of vacation I enjoy? I love vacations. I love to try new things, bungee jumping, crazy stuff. So for me, those things cost money.
Yes.
Therefore, I need to have a plan to save up, because I don't want to start in July to plan for a vacation in August. I would never have the kind of vacation I want. Number one. Number two, it will put a strain on me, because this is money I could have used for something else. So if I set aside that money, discipline myself, then at the end of the period, I have enough to have a very enjoyable vacation and then come back refreshed and ready to face the new day. But so that's one of the goals that you can plan for.
Chioma, I think from what you've said, that can happen when you have a consistent income. So what happens to somebody who does not have a consistent income? Many people, they are not 30 days to make one pay. So to plan now becomes
a bit of a challenge.
So what happens? What investment advice would you have for such people?
Okay, so what happens with people like that is when they get paid,
they big money.
Yes. What happens is they pay everybody but themselves. So they remember that I bought some clothes on credit. I bought bag on credit. I have rent to pay. Yes. I have all sorts of things. Oh, I need to go and repair my car.
Okay.
You see, with investing, you pay yourself first. Wow. So if you're a Christian like me, and I know this program is mostly well, you're a Christian like me, you pay your tithe.
Yes.
That's 10%. The next thing is you take out 10% for yourself.
For yourself.
If you don't pay yourself, nobody's paying you. Trust me. That's your income. Everybody will come and collect it. And money attracts plenty expenses.
Of course.
When you hold money, there are many people.
It's like as soon as you have money in your hands,
expenses come.
I'm telling you.
So the first thing is that discipline to set aside. So if you have money that comes in, let's say 5 million comes in bulk, and you're not a consistent income earner, take out 10% for yourself. Learn to live on 80%. As your income improves, if you're an income earner,
Yes.
increase the quantity that you pay yourself.
Okay.
The percentage
The
that
percentage.
you pay yourself. That's the only way you can achieve the goals that you want. Now, so what kinds of instruments should you use for short-term investing?
Okay.
Now, for short-term investing, there are many instruments. You have the fixed deposit. You have the savings account.
Because I was going to ask that, is there a difference between savings and investments?
There is.
For the layman.
Yes.
So
okay, so a savings account is a short-term instrument that you use to put money together towards a particular goal. So
okay, let's say I put money aside. I just put money aside. I have a savings account and I just put money there.
But
that's not an investment.
Because it is an investment, but it's a short-term. It serves a short-term goal. However, the reason we don't call it an investment is that it's too accessible.
Okay, definitely. Okay.
So I can always go to the bank and take my money out.
Okay, so
when the pressure comes,
investments,
you've tied it down in something, you can't quickly take it out. Do you understand? There's a process to take it out. When you think about that process, you tell yourself to just find an alternative. So
now I know what you're talking about. So there are times that you are cash trapped.
Yes.
It's not like you don't have money tied down in things, but you just don't have that cash.
That liquidity.
So it's something to work towards so that you're not always
you're not always under pressure. Honestly. So so those are short-term instruments. Fixed deposit. Maybe bankers' acceptances, commercial papers. You might not know when these things are being issued as an individual, but if you work with an advisor or you work with a fund manager, they probably will tell you when those instruments are available in the market, so that they can invest your money in them. Now, it's really interesting when you move to the medium term investments. What instruments should you use? You will still need to have a small portion of it in those fixed income instruments, as we call them. But you can now start to look at things like mutual funds. Okay. So you can look at equity mutual funds. You can look at fixed income mutual funds, like I described, that protect your income or your money, and don't necessarily have a strong downside. Equity mutual funds invest in shares, and it can have a sharp decline and all of that. So you can have a combination of all that, but it's important to sit with a financial advisor or planner who would help you understand your cash flow and understand your needs and guide you appropriately. Because when you don't have knowledge, it's important that you engage with people who have the knowledge. Don't try to do things on your own. Because sometimes you get it really wrong.
These investment advisors, do they attend to people with 5,000 naira to invest, or it's just the big time money people that they attend to? Because it's important for people to know that, I'm a small time investor with my 5,000 naira. I can knock on the door of an investment advisor and he will give me the kind of services or the time that would give to the man who is bringing the 100 million.
Will they give you the kind of time they will give 100 million investors? I'm sorry, they won't. But that's the truth. However, you will get advice. Most fund managers, most asset management companies have a team of advisors who look after the retail. So you can walk in the business. And what they've done is to make it very simple for you. They have different funds, and they just tell you the characteristics of each of the funds, so you can actually pick what best suits you. You understand? So it makes it a lot easier. But for a retail investor, please don't expect too much hand-holding. What will happen is that they're using technology to manage most retail investors. So you will have an ID, you will have a login detail that allows you to monitor your investments online. And it's so easy. That's what I do. I still do a lot of retail investing because I like the funds. They actually give you the kind of returns that you won't get even with your big money in some instances. So really, it's always more sensible to do that collective investment scheme. So that would be my advice. Just forget about forget about whether they're going to handhold you or not, whether they're going to pet you or they're not going to pet you.
Yes.
They'll give you some materials to read. Try to read it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Then, growing up, I remember when I was in the university, there were a lot of companies that came to the market to look for money. So you had those primary
listing
also offers. So you could easily go buy and everything. But lately, it's like you have to go to the secondary market because you don't have a lot of listings. And a few years ago, a lot of people were talking shares. There's a lot of money to be, and a lot of people went into the share market, and a lot got burnt. And many don't even want to hear about shares anymore. So what is the advice you have for somebody who is saying, no, I don't want to touch shares anymore? Somebody who's been burnt. I mean, you have to invest. We're talking investments. What would you say?
Okay, so my answer to that is that in investing, it's not only shares that can burn you. You can get burnt in real estate. You can get burnt in shares. You can get burnt in a good number of investments. But, I'll probably digress a little bit. Some of us didn't marry the first man that we dated. We still summoned courage after he had shown us. We still summoned courage and dated someone else. And possibly tried so you
keep trying.
You will keep trying. You will learn in the process.
Yes.
Now, what has happened to me is that I took money from my father during the
shares.
And he was so excited. He wanted to invest in the shares. I kept telling him that, look, at this age, you shouldn't be doing shares. But he was insistent. So I said to him that, okay, you know what? I will give you a guaranteed return investment.
Okay.
But I will put your money in shares. If I lose money, I know it's me losing the money. But I will not put you, because you will not understand when I come back and tell you that you lost money.
Yes.
Even though right now it's looking like you can't lose money. I mean,
everything looked rosy.
Yeah, so we put this money in shares. Guess what? 500K became 202,000.
Oh my God. That's what happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, so it was terrible. I didn't even have the heart to tell him. So I stayed with the deal that I'd made with him. And I paid him a return on his investment every year.
If you had come to tell him that 500,000 became 204, I'm sure it was in his late 80s then. Wow.
So what has happened is that over time, I've kept making the same investment. There's something called reducing your average cost.
Okay.
Now, so let's say you buy an investment at a very high price, which is what happened to us in 2008.
Yes.
We all bought these investments at a very high price. And it dropped.
Yes.
So you buy more.
You buy more.
Yes. It averages down your overall cost, making it quicker for you to recover.
Okay.
Do you understand?
So you buy more at those reduced prices.
As long as you still believe in the company. So imagine now.
But for a man who doesn't even have money to buy more.
So
what does he do?
No, that's where the challenge is now. To make investments, you have to have some money. You, however little, you have to have something. Okay. So let's say you bought GT Bank shares at 40 naira in the past.
Yes.
And then it dropped to 12 naira. It did that.
Yes.
So you buy more. Your average cost becomes 52 naira divided by 2. Isn't that 26 naira? So it's cheaper than the highest point at which you entered.
That's
now
true.
What happens is that, is GT Bank more likely to cross the 26 naira mark? Highly likely. So you now come out ahead.
Yes.
So that's the idea behind averaging down your cost.
Yes.
So as long as the company remains a going concern, the worst thing you want to do is sell. That's not an option.
Wow.
Because once you sell, you actualize your loss. So all these are paper gains and paper losses. So the way to manage it is to average down, keep averaging down your cost, your overall cost. Then the recovery is much faster. I hope that has clarified
yes,
it.
It has, definitely.
So
from everything you've said, I see, and it's everything about life. You just have to be deliberate and intentional.
Absolutely.
So with investments, same. Be deliberate, be intentional. Be focused, like she said, and be consistent to make a success of it, because it's the life of an overcomer. You have to live a life where you're thriving. So, and in order for you to thrive, you must have investment as part of your life and your portfolio. Chioma, a last word from you for our viewers.
Okay, so the last word I would leave with you is don't ever think that it's too late to start. Start now. Do something. Take that leap. Because without investing, your future will be quite dim.
Nobody wants a dim
and nobody
future.
wants a dim future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Chioma, for coming on the Now Show. You know that we will keep calling and calling you because, there's so much more to talk about.
Absolutely.
Because life does happen and we need to encourage people and inspire them that though life happens, they need to carry on.
Absolutely.
Until we come your way again on the Now Show, this is Apostle Show. I'm my guest, Chioma Okigbo, saying bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.